How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Spy Family episode review. Today's episode is episode 35. Enjoy the resort to the fullest and bragging about vacation. Before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this one. And if you feel ever so inspired, you want to support me, my Patreon is in the description below. Yeah, finally, we are at the conclusion to this 6-part cruise ship arc. It's been pretty dang good. It's actually right up there with the was that how they met Bond? It was right up there with the introduction to Bond with the bomb dogs and all that stuff. The bombing clock tower, that was a really good arc too. And this was fun. Finally the family gets a real vacation. You got Anya jumping down with the superhero landing, tricking her dad into thinking that he should skip too, because obviously she can read his mind, and he's nervous about the state security looking around. They're looking for the people to put bombs up there, but he feels like he's being stared at. She's playing all that. She even said that Papa is gullible, which is pretty damn hilarious. But they see Yor, he gets all blushy. Anya's all excited to see her mama, but her face is still swollen, which Loid brings up. He's like, yeah, your face is a little bit swollen right there. And she says, the couple were fighting, she got in between them, but they were smiling at the end of it all, and she's very happy with the results. Even though the deal fell through, she's still very excited, or should I say very happy with how things turned out. And she should be. She saved and technically 3 people's lives. They're going to go and start a new life. She has a renewed vigor, right? Basically, this episode is watch the family have fun, which is actually really enjoyable. So some of there's 2 cute moments in here that just was making me go, you would not make me tear up. But I haven't talked about the best moment. Let's talk about what's going on here for a minute. So where am I at here? So it's time for them to try some stuff out. So they go to a cafe. Menus all in English. The song that is sung over this somewhat montage of things that they're doing is in English. It's actually funny because Anya says, "Let's enjoy" in English, and Yor goes, I forget what word she said before that, but she says enjoy. So they're going to enjoy it to the fullest. What is it? Anya and Loid get on a horse. Yor gets on a horse, and the horse loses its mind. I guess she's really bad with animals. What was another really good moment? The moment that's sticking out of my mind, I know this isn't in order. When they're going down, it's a slide. Like, what are those things? You ever seen like the zip line? They're going down what's like a zip line. And of course, Anya goes down. She's having fun. Loid is so cool. He doesn't even have to grab the rope. His arms are just crossed. And of course, Yor is spinning all the way down. This moment where Anya's on a swing. Loid has to make sure to catch her because he's just watching her and she's getting higher and higher. What was this other moment? They're in a cave. Yor, who is literally a killing machine, is afraid of spiders. I also need to bring this up because I didn't put it in my notes and I needed to remember this. Remember last week when I mentioned that Yor should be in a fighting game? And then immediately that same weekend, Street Fighter and Spy Family are doing a crossover thing, much akin to the Ninja Turtles and Street Fighter crossover. I'm pretty sure yours going to be a costume for your created character. You can probably give her Chun-Li and Cammy moves, which those really fit her. Yeah, ninja moves. Actually, a lot of moves in the game, aside from Manon, their moves actually fit her. But I'm counting that as a win, right? She might not be a guest character. Maybe if we ever get a jump. Not a Jump Force, but a Jump Stars, a Jump All-Stars game. That's a 2D one. Maybe, not 2D, but a 3D one. Maybe then we'll get her in a fighting game. But I'm going to go ahead and give myself a pat on the back. I call that. Yes, I did interrupt my review here to give myself a pat on the back. I'm just saying, I'll never steal your wrong. So, was the other moment?
The moment that actually came directly after the zip line was the sandcastles. And Anya's making sandcastles, right? Loid literally makes like a 6 foot tall actual sandcastle. They go see sheep, which remind her of Bond. And yours watching her play with the sheep, and I get a confirmation of something that I never thought about before. Anya still keeps those little head things on. You know, the thing, if you can even see this properly, those things right there. She has those on all the time. As a matter of fact, when the sheep were going underneath her hat and they were nibbling on it, and she was laughing, but I always thought maybe she was able to take those off. But no, I guess they're on her, kind of like how Yor always has those like kunai stabbing earrings. I think the only thing that stays on Loid's face is just that those stern eyes. But yes, she's nibbling on that, and Yor says she hopes peaceful days like this will continue forever, and to make that happen, she will. And it cuts off. So they're trying to keep us hanging. Is she gonna stay as an assassin with the garden? Is she gonna continue being the Thorn Princess? She probably will. Next up is snorkeling time, which Anya was about to cover for her because she has this gash on her chest, but wetsuits, they zip all the way up. And it's so funny that Yor tells her, oh, there's no sharks, we can go in. Anya was trying to cover for her, but she says, even if they are, I'll beat them up. Yeah, there are sharks in there. We watched two of them eat two dudes. Well, one of them eat two guys, the ones that try to bomb everything and, kill the people you were protecting. So yeah. We know there's sharks in those waters. Anya says the fish are beautiful. Yor says, yes, they look delicious. You just have Loid just looking at them, and I think he could actually understand the two of them. He was given that impression. First, I thought, is he wondering everything okay with her? No, he probably could actually understand them because Loid is a freaking superhuman. Wait. Next up is surfing. There's two moments in this vacation where Yor's super strength comes into play. This time here, where she pushes the boogie board that Anya's on, but it's zipping her up as she's going around in a wave, to which the ever amazing Loid has to come in and catch her. Getting the what do you say, the adoration of everyone that's watching him. Like, there's guys in the back, they're just like, oh, they're sparkly eyed because he looked really cool saving Anya, and Anya wants to do it again. She wants to do it again. He's like, nah, we're not doing that again. The first actual moment that I missed when your super strength comes into play, they're on a 2-person bicycle, technically 3 because Anya's in the middle, and when she steps on the pedal, just zooms them off. Like, Loid doesn't even have to touch the pedal at all. Very funny. I like these because I don't want to say we were missing these, but I do enjoy when you have moments of like respite, seeing the characters do not daily things, but fun activities. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like when you would watch the X-Men like play baseball. It's like, oh yeah, you do a lot of killing. You got to save the world. Oh, but here's a fun moment to humanize you. Now, after all this stuff is done, this is the highlight moment. We forget Yor has been protecting. This is a six episode arc. She has been protecting this family for at least 2 days straight with no sleep ever since their cover was blown. And she passes out on Loid's arm. And he's like, wait, what's going on? And Anya's like, Papa, I'm about to go to sleep too. And they both pass out. And he's like, I get Anya, but you know what? She was working really hard. And again, people are looking at him. They're all smiling. They're all kind of giggling because it's a cute dude is carrying his wife and his daughter in his arms. It is freaking adorable. I wish I could make that my phone screensaver, but I enjoy my screensaver at the moment. He was thinking to himself, man, she must have really worked hard. And the fact that she was still doing her best to honor all of Anya's requests for the day. And now the word he said in Japanese was it yokuso? I think it was yokuso. More or less saying, welcome home, because they're on their way back to the ship. So basically saying welcome home, but the translator said you did a great job. I like both of these, because if you go with the Japanese one, it's like, oh, you're back, wifey, you're back home. If you go with this one, it's, you did it. She did do a great job, right? Sure, Loid helped stop the bomb threat, which pretty sure the director knew nothing about either, but Yor really did do a good job. She rescued a family, spent time with her own family, honoring this cutie pie's wishes. She did great. So obviously they get back home. When they get back home, Bond is crying. He's happy to see Anya. That is nothing like a kid and their pet, right? That's best friends forever, just best friends. Frankie's mad. He gets a souvenir. What is my guy called? Loid does have to check in with the, what else people call it? With is it Wise? Wise, that his name is group. He checks in with Handler and Wise, talking about the bomb incident. Apparently, what's been kept under wraps is that several passengers went missing. But all those passengers had fake IDs. Literally all the assassins. You all did. I wonder if they didn't think that part through. They thought that with those numbers, there's no way they were going to fail. But you did. But they kept it on the wraps. Apparently, the state security thinks it's another country. They don't think it's, the East. But until then, they're going to keep their eyes open. Make sure they pay attention to any extremists going on in Ostinia. And Handler, gotta love Handler. She's amazing, because she asked, so how was the vacation? Did Anya enjoy herself? And Loid just flat goes, I'm never doing that again. Going on vacation is more rough than going on missions. And I like the fact that Handler, I always forget her real name, but Handler just kind of slumps right here and goes, I can't tell if he's clever or if he's just clumsy. And like, he's walking home at night, and it's so cute, because Yor's asleep on the couch, Anya's asleep at the table after having drawn them on vacation. Of course, Bond is asleep on her. Just feel goods all around. I love good conclusions like this. We do. The next part of this episode is, bragging about vacation. Obviously, Anya's excited to brag about what she's done, right? She went on a bit of an adventure. Don't know if she realizes she can't really tell anybody, but she went on a bit of an adventure. Yuri's happy that his sister's back. And it's so funny, because the guy, I wish I could remember his name, the guy with the scar face, that's his boss, who's lighting up a cigarette in the locker room. He says, oh, your sister must be back. How did you know? Well, let's see. You're skipping. Your locker is full of your sister's picture. Yeah, we pretty much know that your sister's back. He's got to go get a gift that she got for him, but he's also like, that guy's going to be there. Yor did get souvenirs for the 3 ungrateful witches. I like witches. 3 ungrateful wenches. Because they're skeletons, right? They're kind of garish. Anya liked it. So, of course, Yor's going to like it. And it's so funny when we get the flashback, because Anya's like, Mama, buy these keychains that Papa wouldn't get for me. He's like, I told you I would get them, though. And so she says she's going to get some for her crew. She got some for them. Was it the one with the blonde hair whose brother works with her brother? She's like, I kind of expected this. The one that's named Sharon's like, she's gonna give it to her kid. The other younger one, who was just complaining about Yor being the only one to go, I guess they're gonna keep them all. But don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You should be glad she even thought of you, right? And Yor was kind of panicking, because they said it's customary you bring wine back. No, that's not really customary. If I go on vacation, I'm not bringing back people wine. You guys can have whatever drink. You get a bottle opener. Be happy with it, right? She did. Now, Loid actually did work with her to get her brother. Was it? It was like a snack or something. That was his souvenir. But she's like, if I tried to share it with them, it wouldn't be enough. So no, don't share with them. Those ungrateful wenches. We do get well, I'll get to that part later because that's towards the ending. When we do have Anya go to school, in her mind, she's thinking, yeah, I brag about being on the, on being on the ship. And then I had an adventure. And then Damien will be like, oh, the Forgers. He says Holgers, which means in her mind, she says her family name wrong. They're going to be, you guys can come to my house. She's like, I never forgot the mission. So she starts bragging about doesn't even realize that she can't even say Lorelai correct. She says the la 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 la. Becky's not really impressed because she says, I went there before I went to school here. We had the Imperial Suite. I didn't really like the decoration. Anya's just like, I was in a third class jail cell. To which the Rat Pack above, Fatty McBucktooth and Conehead were talking trash about her. And Damien's like, I feel bad enough that she had to stay in those conditions. Damien is warming up. This is the key part of this part of the story. Damien seems to be warming up to her, and I'm all for it. Be nicer to our girl. So unfortunately, she's trying to seem a little bit more grandiose. So when she starts, when Becky says she got to hang out with one of the stars from Berlin in Love, Rachel, who plays the main female lead, everyone's going crazy, like, oh, tell us what she's like. And Anya's like, there were celebrities on my ship too, which she's not really wrong. There were people of national importance there. And she says, Chain and Sickle Barnaby, they're not going to know about this person. She starts making up things. Like she makes up the Elephant Tamer and the Teleport Man. Totally lied about those. And her classmates are like, are those circus workers? And she goes, oh, of course you guys wouldn't have heard about that. They wiped it clean, but, the Octo people came from above and I had to use a stabby thing to beat them. Technically, it was Mama that did it. So her lie has truths in it, but it's so outlandish that everyone's calling her out on it, right? And everyone just starts to ignore her. And we get another touchy moment from Damien because Rat Pack up there still making fun of her. And like she's such a grandiose liar. And he says, but every time you look at her, you never get bored. I'm still trying to figure out what an Octoman elephant tamer is. So yeah, he's trying to still figure out what an Octoman elephant tamer person is. I couldn't even tell you what that was, Damien. It's something she made up on the fly. And of course, when the teacher comes in, one of her butthole classmates goes, yeah, teacher, Forger ends up hanging out with a bunch of that she what does he say? He says Forger fought some octo aliens on a ship or something, and she's completely embarrassed. Like her face is red. She's kind of what is the face kind of like? You ever seen an anime where they pull on a shirt or when they're biting on a piece of paper? Totally what's going on through her mind. When she mentioned bad guys, it's so bad because she mentioned bad guys. But Anya, why would you think you would be able to talk about that anyway? Even if they did believe you, you're talking about stuff that technically no one should know about. But it's okay. It's all right. After class, when she's walking with Becky goes, she understands what she's going through. We as humans try to embellish to make ourselves look good. But if you work hard and you get closer to your ideal self, when you work hard, you'll start to get closer to your ideal self. You don't have to worry about those kind of things. And Anya feels, she's like, oh, Becky, because Becky made her feel better. And then you have the flip side. Georgie, the Frankenstein looking kid, who goes, yeah, and if you keep up lying, you'll end up being alone like me. And that kind of just stops both of them in their tracks. So later on, Yuri beats Anya home, gets there, gets his gift. You would think that Loid was annoyed, which I guess he was, because earlier in the day, he's sending out the couple's pillows, he's getting the couple's pajamas ready. He's setting out all those things. And he's like, man, I have to keep doing this every time he comes over. But at the same time, he does work for state security, and I'm not trying to cause any issues. Maybe I should put these things closer, right? And so Anya comes in after him, and she looks, again, Bond greets her at the door every time, but even Bond and Yor can tell something's wrong with her. So then she says, so she ends up telling him the story, and this is when stuff starts getting real good, right? Wait, I got this in my notes. So, Loid says, so you want to act like a celebrity and got laughed at, and she said they call me a liar, and I cried a little bit, and he's like, why'd you do it? And in her mind she goes, plan B. He's like, how would you know about that? She goes, I just wanted to stand out. And Loid has his serious eyes on. He says, look, if you let your emotions take over and tell careless lies, you'll get burned. If you're going to create a personality for yourself, you need to be strategic and commit. Stake your life on it. First, gather enough details to make your life convincing. Work some truth in there. Be extravagant. And all of this was in his mind. They haven't done this at all in any episode. And I'm actually hope they continue to do something like this. Because in his mind, he's saying all this stuff with the serious eyes. And he comes back and he has just this funny look on his face and goes, I see. Right. I see. But lying isn't good. And then Yuri's thinking, and we know it's Yuri thinking, now we can recognize the filter and the font, right? Well, should I say the filter? He's going to, I've seen too many liars. Liars are all filth, nothing more than vermin infesting this country. I'm doing this for myself, for me. The reason why I'm lying is for my sister, and blah, 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 blah. And he says out loud, only trash tells lies. And Yor openly says, right, whenever you can just be yourself, and I'm sure you and everybody will get along. No extra thoughts in her head, right? We don't need that because we've seen what Yor has been through in the past 3 to 4 days. And we get the inside thoughts bubble around all of them, because you have the serious eyes of Loid, the serious eyes of Yuri. Yours is kind of looking like, and the bubble comes to a close, and Bond can just sense all this and just kind of sits up a little bit and looks at all of them, and Anya tilts her head to the side and goes, lying is too much work, so I'm going to try not to do it anymore. And that is the end of the episode. But that scene, so my first favorite scene, most definitely, is the part where he's carrying his girls. This is my second favorite part, not just because of how good the transitions were, and not this new transition thing. I like this. I need them to keep that part up. Not just the transitions, but the fact of the matter is, everybody in this room is a liar. Probably save for the dog, because the dog can't talk, right? The dog can think, and only one person can actually hear the dog. So everyone in this room was a liar. Anya's lying, lie of attrition by not telling about her powers. Yuri's lying about what he actually does, but what he actually does, he's kind of doing it to make sure his sister's safe. He's doing the sister kind of thing. Yor's obviously lying about who she is. She's a top class assassin who takes out bad guys. It seems like the people she takes out are bad people. And of course, Loid, which isn't even his real name. He's Agent Twilight. Still don't know his real name. But he's lying because he's a spy trying to make sure that some dude that goes to his fake daughter's school, that guy's dad doesn't start a war. And the hilarious part is, Yuri doesn't realize this is a fake family. Everyone in that room was a liar. So for people to go, oh yeah, you really shouldn't lie. And Anya's not going to remember the stuff that Loid was saying in his mind. I just thought it was funny. When I was doing my notes, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, is he actually telling her how to lie in front of the brother? No. It's all in his mind. That was chef's kiss. I enjoyed that part so much. Next episode, though, is going to be Brilliant Life and Nightfall's Daily Life. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Another thing that is of note that I paid attention to was the parts where they use a bit of 3D animation. Like the ship was 3D when it's first coming to port. Some of the, when Loid was carrying the girls back to the ship, some of the passengers ahead of him were in 3D animation. Yet it looked like they purposely tried to frame the shot so you could just see, his shoulders walking in. And that walking part was a little bit wonky, but I understood what they were going for there. All in all, this episode gets a 5 out of 5 for me. I know, but these are actually really good. I don't have any complaints. This is a proper cap off to several episodes of action, intrigue. We even got time to get a Loid part and an Anya part in there. Well, I guess technically 2 Anya parts because she saved her mom with that fake circus act thing. But all in all, 5 out of 5 from me. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And once again, if you feel it within yourself, if you got it, please support me on Patreon, which that is inside the description right down there. Guys, thank you for taking some time out to listen to me talk about Spy Family. It's one of the highlights of the weekend. But other than that, please be good, be blessed, wash your hands, drink some water, all right? Be safe out there, be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk, okay? All right? Make sure that you are reaching out to someone. The holidays can be a rough time, and I get it, but if you're feeling down and you feel like there's no escape, just reach out to somebody. There are people out there that care about you and would rather talk to you today than to miss you tomorrow, all right? So till next time, I'm looking forward to seeing how Becky's daily life went and seeing what Nightfall actually do outside of, fawning over Loid. That's going to be interesting. I'll see you next time. It'll be Waku Waku.